Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Orphan, First Kill. What's worse than a horror sequel? A horror prequel, and this is the prequel to Orphan, starring Isabelle Fuhrman, who was a young girl at the time, playing what everybody thought was a young girl, and what a twist. She's an adult and doing horrible things. But this time, we know she's an adult. She is also an adult, and looks nothing like a kid. So, us trying to buy into the fact that this family, Julia Stiles, Rossif Sutherland, and Matthew Finlan, all believe she's a little girl, makes literally no sense. There's no logic in this. And we have William Brent Bell, who directs this film, who previously did The Boy. And this film has no atmosphere, has no personality in terms of direction. It's just drab, ugly direction, and there's nothing really particularly interesting about it. And this film easily does not scare you once. There's no scares, there's barely any thrills, there's no tension. And you see anything coming a mile away in terms of like somebody's gonna die, somebody's going to get murdered, something bad's going to happen. And from a narrative standpoint, it is almost what you would expect. Same recycled idea as the first film, but I have to give this film credit. There's one bit of twist. There's like a 5-10 minute sequence in the middle of this film that's like, okay, didn't expect that. And I think that's worth something. But once it settles into that, then it goes exactly how you expect it to go. Leading up to a horrible climax with terrible green screen, terrible CGI, and just looks awful, has no tension in it, and just sucks the life out of you, and it ends in a very contrived way to lead right in to the original film, because it has to fit in perfectly into that little box. So it has to end a certain way, right? For it to lead into the other film, and it takes away a lot of that tension and suspense of what's going to happen in the climax of your horror film. And really, this film, Julia Stiles, I think, does a really fine job. Most of the characters are so incredibly unlikable, and this film tries to make us sympathetic to Esther. No, she's a horrible serial killer, and just this monstrous human being. And it's just the kind of thing where it's just like Isabelle Fuhrman doesn't get a whole lot to do, but I think does her best in this really awkward and weird role she has to play. Rossif Sutherland is, nice and charming, but like everybody else is either completely flat or so despicable that you really don't get much to work with. Julia Stiles is really one of the only ones that has a little bit of complexity there, and she does a fine job with it. But in the end, this feels like, why even bother? For money, and to get streams on Paramount Plus, where this will be dropping on August 19th. So in the end, not really worth it. But those are my thoughts on Orphan First Kill. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.